let me return back to you, um, Kevin. Kevin, we started looking at this matter from the cultural point of view, and you did admit that religion is also part of culture. And then I asked you whether we are going to remove the religious part of culture in it. I think that's the area we were in before we started doing opening statements. So let me start from there again. Since religion is part of culture, are we going to eliminate the religious aspect of culture and teach only the others?
Yeah, so like I said before, I understand that it's part of culture. And I know that it's an unrealistic expectation to think that, oh, you know what, because religion is quite redundant and it's unnecessary, so you would have to embark on a quest to sort of eradicate it from society. No, it's even stupid, really. Like, no, come on. You can't do that. You understand me? So, like I keep saying, I am a realist. Let's be realistic. It's not necessary, but at the same time, too, it's needless. Like, we don't also need to say that, oh, we are eradicating it. Nah. To each his own. Live and let live. It's fine. But it's not necessary. That's all I'm saying.
I know you are approaching today's topic from the atheist angle because you are an atheist. But Kevin, do you think that some of the religious experiences that people claim that they have had, that is a made-up story?
It depends. Some people have some experiences which is quite practical and physical. So are you speaking of like claims of the supernatural or transcendental?
Both, all
Okay.
spiritual claim. Yeah, all.
Yeah, for me, me personally, I believe that every single one of them is just like, it's not true. Every single one, not even half. Like every single one of them is not true. Like any experience that someone, like perfect example, you know me, I like to name names. I don't care. Like Confidence Gym, for instance, I believe that every single thing that she said about. Yes.
Kevin, let's
Okay,
please in my
okay.
engagements.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Don't make.
Right. Okay. No, I wanted to give
Let
perspective.
her.
Okay. I won't name names,
Uh,
but okay. I won't name names. Let's say that some people who make claims.
call other name, but spare confidence Jim for me.
Okay.
Let her.
No, you know what? You are right, because that one is too powerful. She can drop the two of us at once.
I don't have anything. I didn't offend her. I have no problem with her.
Yeah,
She
me
not.
too. Yeah. I
That they will
agree.
drop.
Me too. I don't want any problem with her. Yeah, true. You're right. You know what? You're right. Good call. Okay. So like I'm saying, I will name names, but there's some people who make claims, right, about being experts, spiritual experts. They see this, they see that, they see ghosts, they see demons, like, yeah, they're into demons and all this kind of stuff. For me, I believe that every single one of them is made up. Every single one of them is not true. Yeah.
Okay. That's a very strong position. Not accepting someone else's experience because you have not experienced it. It makes sense. Because if you accept it, what it means is that you are also working on faith, on assumption. Because it's not something that if they say do it again now, you will do it again. But then, do you think that a parent owes it a duty to his own offspring to share with him or her his personal experiences with deity, no matter how you see it?
Yeah. To be honest, now this is just my opinion. I think it shouldn't. I don't think it should be. We shouldn't really classify it as duty, because duty like makes it like it's obligatory. No, at least the parent has to have that liberty. You can decide not to, because even we, in the history of humanity, I'm sure that everybody who has parents, you can't say that it's every single thing that the parents shares with their kids. Even me, there are certain things I had to grow up before I learned. secrets, certain family secrets I learned as I grew up about my father and stuff like that, and my like certain things, and you come to learn them, and you come to even understand why it was kept from you. So it's not your duty per se. I mean, yeah. So you have the liberty. You can choose to share or not to share, and that's fine. With your kids, I believe that. Yeah. Yeah, but so as to sharing your religious beliefs with your child, like I said, yeah, you can choose to share your religious belief with your child, because for you it is your conviction. You are actually convinced yourself that it is actually true. So it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense that you want to share that with your child because you believe it's true and you don't want your child to miss out on it. So that's okay. But at the same time too, there are some people, like the way Mike said that his father has doubts. So someone too can come from the angle that, okay, you know what, this is what I believe, but at the same time too, I have my doubts. You know what, maybe it's not really true. I want to spare my child that kind of trouble, because I could still be wrong. Maybe this is what I believe, but if I impose it on my child, I could still be wrong. I don't want that for my child. So you know what, I'll just keep it to myself and I'll let my child discover, by themselves. There's also that option, you see. So it's dynamic like that. That's my opinion.
All right, thank you very much. I want us to go to the scripture, Deuteronomy chapter 6, verses 6 to 7.
Okay, so we are in the Christian paradigm now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Deuteronomy chapter 6, verses 6 to 7. Let me open. Deuteronomy 6, 6 to 7. Okay. And I'm reading. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thy heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in the house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up.
Is that God speaking?
Yes, this is God speaking.
Yeah.
In fact, it starts from verse 4. It says, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord." That's one of the scriptures that the Muslims love a lot, and those that want to talk about one God. "And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words shall I command thee this day shall be in thy heart." And then it now goes on to say, you should teach it to your children.
Yeah.
Is this
a what?
Is this a duty that parents owe their children?
Yeah,
to teach them.
Yeah. As dictated by your religious paradigm. Yeah, it is. But from my perspective, it shouldn't be a duty. But like you are showing from your religious perspective, it is a duty. Yeah.
Okay. Now, fusing it with culture. When a child is born, you will see that there will be a naming ceremony. And during the naming ceremony, the child is literally given a name and dedicated to God, kind of. So the child starts growing in an environment where these people cannot pretend that they don't have a relationship with the divine, and so the child is learning these things. The child is a witness. In fact, the child, whatever, if he opens eyes or you start hearing, the child is born in an environment.
It's something he just can't avoid.
Yes.
So
it's a natural process where these values are transmitted from one generation to the other.
Yes, I agree.
Now, while yes, today one may argue that you don't need God to succeed because we know the principles that has to do with production, the factors of production. We know economics, we know management, and all those things. At the same time, the scriptures teach a lot of things against idleness, against hard or teaches for hard work, for
Yes.
education. Teaching your children about God or religion does not eliminate them knowing or learning other things in life. So why then do we feel so agitated that children are learning about religion, which is just one of the courses in the educational system? Why they are also learning mathematics, they're also learning biology, they're also learning economics.
Yeah.
Why is religion a big deal?
Yeah, religion is a big thing because you see the problem is this, host, if you could just hear me out.
I
Like what you
will.
said, there are certain values that you learn from religion, right? Like for instance, if you're not okay, like there are certain religions, fine, maybe it's too extreme, right? Certain things. But let's say like the mainstream, let's say Islam, Christianity, I think Hinduism to some extent, Buddhism. Buddhism is one impressive religion, you know, and stuff, which teaches about the same fundamental sort of like values, right? Like to be compassionate, you know, treat each other well, certain basic stuff, like don't murder and stuff like that. Yes. So I understand that from what you're saying. But you see, from like what you said right now, okay, yes, it like from your Christian paradigm, it teaches certain good things, okay, but at the same time too, once you call yourself a Christian, and that's the problem I have personally with religion, you put yourself in a box whereby you can't take some and leave some. You have to take everything that comes with it. Please, do you follow what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
yes, when once you say you are a Christian, everything that comes with that Christianity, you understand me, you have to accept. You see, so fine, there are good things, that's fine. Yes, love your neighbor as yourself. Oh, do this and that and that and that. But at the same time too, everything else that comes with it, like okay, now as a child you also have to grow up with that sort of like trauma and fear of hellfire and stuff like that. Now as a grown person listening right now might laugh, but it's a big deal to a child. You understand me? Whereby every time you have to have fear, and these things sort of like instill certain psychological things within the person, whereby it builds their character. They become very sort of like very how should I put it? Like very timid and stuff. Like when it comes to certain things, but you wouldn't even know where it comes from until maybe the person attends therapy. It's just an example I'm giving. So I'm saying that yes, it might have good things, but the problem with religion is that you can't just accept the good things and leave the bad things or the negative things. You have to accept everything within it. But in a paradigm like my paradigm, whereby I'm a non-believer, in my home, I haven't started, raising a home just yet. But let's say, even for ones that have actually happened, I know so many atheistic or non-believing homes whereby you go and you see everybody, even from their parents, even their grandparents. You understand me? The grandparents live on their own, and sometimes like no wait to and like every time they come back by to visit, and even as a unit, you see just how compassionate they are, certain values and everything. And it's just all the good, and you don't see the bad that you can even just adopt from maybe a religion or something. And so I'm saying that when you have that religious freedom, or maybe freedom to really just think and just follow your parents' footsteps without having to be religious, it's easy for you to filter those things. You can just pick the good on your own volition. But religion doesn't afford you that. As a Christian, fine, you can learn the good values, but any negative thing that's in it too, you have to accept. And that is why someone like Bonzo is being ostracized by the mainstream Christian community right here on this platform. Because Bonzo is using his brain and saying that, you know what, this one is good, but this part is bad, so I am leaving it. But the rest of the Christians are saying, oh, no, you're not a real Christian. And that's the problem with religion. You understand?
Yeah, Omayotunde, can you hear me? If you say you can't hear anything, can you hear me? Let me know. Okay, the conference team can hear me. So what it means that leave the app and return. I better type it for you. Okay, brother, when you say that religion puts fear in the mind or heart of children, because it talks about hell. Is it not the same way that in this society, for example, I was watching a video, I stumbled upon that video for the first time. Apparently, this young man happened to go to prison, and he was in the awaiting room or awaiting section of the prison. And then he was talking about how we need to value our freedom, how we need to appreciate our freedom, and why is it that when somebody commits a crime, or in fact that if you are brought to that place and your crime is not strong, it's not a good one, they will beat the hell out of you, because why will you be so foolish to
Yeah.
commit something?
Yeah.
Why will you, I brought the topic, why will you be so foolish to do, just risk your freedom, because where they are not happy. He said that the beans they eat there is watery beans. You can the beans like 5-6 in it, and they eat rice once a week, and it doesn't make sense. And that he was just narrating horrible things that are happening there. Now, many of us have not been there. Many of us may never go there, But if you want to tell a child that if you commit a crime against the government, you are going to lose your peace, your freedom, your joy, your happiness. You're going to be in an environment that is not conducive. You can't sleep freely, and you can't do anything freely. You can't even, shower. You can't even use the toilet. You don't even, it's a miserable life. In this, our own realm or reality, we're not talking about something that will happen in the hereafter. When you are telling a child the consequences of crime, are you putting fear in that child on how the child should live his or her life?
Okay. Okay, that's it, right? Yeah, no, I think it's a bit. No, no, no. It's not really like that. Yeah, host.
So for you, it is acceptable to teach a child that obey the law, avoid breaking the law. I used to bring in herbal products from outside Nigeria into Nigerian market that will treat people of prostate, cancer, and all those things. And I started bringing those products because I know someone that was very, very close to me that would have gone to US for treatment, but that product cured the man. And I had my own uncle who unalived because they didn't have access to that herbal product. I said, why will my people be perishing because they don't know this product? I started bringing it in with clean hearts. But I didn't know that there were serious laws in Benin Republic and Togo. Nothing drug, as in medicine, will pass through their road. Every medical product, drug, must land at the seaport or airport and be cleared. Anything they see on the road is taking you to prison. I had no idea. I didn't also know that even in Nigeria itself, that NAFDAC, you see, ignorance is no excuse, but we do things out of ignorance. And that's why I stopped. That even NAFDAC will be a problem. So, at a point, one day, the Benin Republic Customs took the goods. They nearly put me in prison. I had to call a man that I treated in Lagos. That man, I don't know him from anywhere. But the man liked me, and because of what I did for him, he was the one I called. In fact, when I called him, because I was roaming my number, the airtime finished. He had to recharge for me so he can get me. And they come and say, what is the problem? I say, I'm having problem with the customs of Benin Republic. Because the next thing is that they are going to process me. And then the man had to send money to them, and they allowed me. They even escorted me till I left their country. And then I said to my father now told me, he said, my son, Nigeria is I don't forget. I don't know, God killer. My father told me something that I've never forgotten. He said, my son, Nigeria is a lawless country, but there is law. And if the law gets you, you will know. So me, I want peace. I said, if anybody, in fact, the last person that was treated, I sent the man to go and meet the doctor. Let him go and meet the doctor. Let them treat them there, because I said I don't bring in those products anymore. I don't want problem. I want my peace, my sanity, my joy is better than any stress anybody can give me. So I stopped. Now, if tomorrow I'm teaching my son, I say, my son, this is that. When it comes to temporal affairs, avoid this, avoid that. If you don't want to avoid it because you think you can do gra, because you can do, my father, there's a proverb my father always tells me, that it is the person that fears that is holding the life of the one that is strong. If between me and you now, Kevin, you are stronger than me, you can beat me, you can win me in a battle. The proverb says that it is me that is the weak man that is holding your life. Because that weak man may, out of shyness or out of anything, take dagger, stab it in a wrong place, artery will burst, you will not wake up. Many people have lost their lives in the hands of people that they can normally defeat because they think that they are too strong. So therefore, if you admitted here that it is good and necessary for a parent to teach the child the consequences of crime and for them to stay away from it, so that even if they don't have food on their table, they have freedom. Even if they don't have the abundance of the things of this earth, they are enjoying human socialization, movement, all those things that liberty imbibes. If you can do that for your child, and then you have a belief that this same thing you avoided doing now that will give you stress in this life can actually help you and qualify you for a better life in the next life. What then is wrong with it, Kevin Sykes?
That was a long-winded question, though. Oh, my
in a nutshell, all I've said is if you can save your child from temporal calamities because they are going to break the laws of the land and go to prison, and and you teach them the consequences that if they avoid these things, by keeping these natural laws, temporal laws, it also qualifies them for spiritual salvation. What is wrong with it is my question.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong, because right now what you're speaking of is about real life. I mean, if this is even something that's completely outside of religion, to be honest, with the example, like what you're asking me right now it's about sticking to the laws of the land, sort of, essentially, right? So
now, Kevin, please tell me the laws that God gave his children that is not, that they shouldn't keep. Tell me now. The laws, the commandments that God gave. I will mention one. Thou shalt not steal. Is it okay to break it?
As for that, right now, let's be honest, okay? For the Christian paradigm,
yes.
if we should talk about laws, right now we have the Old Testament, the New Testament, right? Now, the Old Testament, first off, we have the 10 Commandments that were laid down, right? And after the 10 Commandments, there was also a stretch of a wide variety of commandments that were added up to about 60 laws or something in the Old Testament. Right? Around
mention anyone you're comfortable with. Mention anyone you're comfortable with.
Yes.
That you don't want people to keep for you to have peace.
No problem. Just follow me. I'm building up something. So in the Old Testament, you have the 10 main commandments that God gave on Mount Sinai. That's that on the tablets. And then after that too, he went on to give a series of commandments that encompass, like, that revolved around a whole lot of stuff, like slavery, about a whole bunch of stuff, like polygamy and a whole bunch of stuff. Down to there is that. And then when you come to the New Testament, Christians, which Christians like to appeal to, especially like the likes of you, is like you make it look like, okay, now there's a new covenant. So all those extra laws besides the 10 commandments don't apply now. See, so right now everything comes down to those 10 commandments. Please, I'm building something. And now with those 10 commandments too, when you examine the 10 commandments, you could see that logically, a person with sense will see that even those 10 commandments can be condensed down to like just about 5 commandments. Pretty much all of them some of them are just repetitive and they're quite inconsequential. Yes, let's go through it. Let's go through it. You see that, like, I think the first few ones have to do with God. The commandments. I think first one has to do with I can't remember verbatim. I think one has to do with don't worship any god besides Him. That's God. And then one, it says that he says you should take the Sabbath holy. And one, he said don't use His name in vain. These are like 3 commands, which all can be the same thing. It doesn't really mean it. Like it's the same thing. And for me, who don't believe in God, I realize that these commandments it's just about Him. You understand me? So for me, in the 10 commandments, the laws that are really significant are the ones that have to do with society or like the people we interact with. Like one that says, honor your mother and father. That one, it makes sense. And it is universal. It is in a Christian doctrine, but it's universal. Pretty much every culture you go in, that thing is still in the youth that, hey, have respect for the elders or your parents. That is one. And then there's another one that says, don't murder. It's also universal. Universally, everywhere you go, the act of unaliving people really is frowned upon, unless in certain circumstances whereby maybe it's in self-defense or something. And then there's another commandment that says, don't lie. It says don't bear false witness. Now there's a debate as to whether it speaks to lying or a specific type of lying, but it's still the same thing, right? Yeah. So these are the only ones that I see is really like, if you like, bottom line is when you look at the 10 commandments, the ones that really matter objectively are still universal. They're the same thing in Islam, they're the same thing in Hindu, they're the same thing in Buddhism. It's universal. And it's the same thing even with secular people. So at the end of the day, it even makes my point that at the end of the day, then it means religion is not even necessary. Because your religion, Christianity, is still teaching the very same fundamental things that human beings universally agree upon, whether you are secular or atheistic or you are religious. It doesn't matter. So that's my point. It's quite redundant,
So you see, whether all the religions and the society accept these moral codes to be something beneficial to our interaction and human relationship is evident in your submission. That if we keep these things,
Yes.
there will be peace among us.
Yes.
Exactly. And it is important to teach these things to these young children when they are small, because my people have a proverb that you cannot even learn how to master your left hand at old age. If you're right-handed and something happens to your right hand and you're learning how to write with your left hand, you will see that it's going to be difficult for you because it didn't start early. The white people, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. So basically, you inculcating these values into these children at an early stage for them to know that this society that they are part of, does not look at anybody's face. If you cross the line, you will go in for it. Okay? Now,
okay, sorry.
Yes.
You see, like all I'm like, all I'm demonstrating. Please just hear me out too. Already, I gave a preamble to every submission I'm making. That, mind you, people, hear me out too. I'm not saying that. Like, I'm not like those people who come and it's like they're so aggressive and so extremist in the sense that, religion, like they're actively pushing for the eradication of religion in society. That is unrealistic. You understand me? I'm not like that. That's one. And two, I'm saying that, and I understand why a religious person will come and argue for the idea that, yes, a kid should be raised up in religion. Then when they grow up, like when they're old enough, then they can choose. I understand that too from a person who is already religious, because that's all he knows and it works for him. So yes, naturally he will argue for that. So I understand all that. But I am saying, so far, even with my argument and everything I've demonstrated, with the examples I made, even like how the 10 commandments can be condensed, and even the extra commandments that right now, when even as you from your Christian paradigm are now not applicable, and how like all these things have shown the universality of the things that each religion is even teaching. So if it's universal, even to the secular person, then it means it is not necessary. That's all I'm saying. It means even as a person who is non-religious, in your home, raising a family, you understand me? Whereby maybe you, the entire family, yourself, and even your grandparents and your parents and yourself and even your kids, you have no notion or concept of God. Still, you have these universal things whereby you instill on your kids, and it helps shape their character. Whereby even a religious person can come to their homes and say that, wow, okay, these people are not religious, but look at them. Wow, these people are so altruistic, so compassionate, so good, like so well-mannered and everything. And that's all I'm saying. So I'm just speaking to the necessity of religion. I'm just saying it is not necessary. That's all I'm saying. It is not necessary for us to have, like principled people and upstanding citizens. Yeah, that's all. Now, please, just to land, like the examples you are giving about, like teaching your kids to abide by the law and everything. Yes, it all still it all still comes to what I'm saying, that yes, as a parent, like as a conscientious person, because we atheists, we are very conscientious, we are very moral. Me myself, I know that I have exhibited that even through arguments so many times, and there are Christians over here who know that we are moral, and these moral values that you have, you just instill it in your kids. The only difference is that the religious one, like you yourself, you do it from the paradigm of a Mormon. You see, so your kids understand that even though what you are telling them logically it makes sense. Don't murder, don't do this, don't do that. But I am teaching you this because from our religion, that is what it says. Whether it is from Joseph Smith or from Jesus or Christ, this is what it says that it is right. And then if you go to an atheistic home too, they are saying that, listen, universally, human being, as you are there, you have a conscience. Know that you don't want people to treat you this way. Then you should know that you also shouldn't treat those people that way. You know that when someone is homeless, the person is suffering. You can imagine yourself in the person's shoes. So offer the person shelter. These are basic things that are also taught in atheistic secular homes without religion. And it all comes down to the same thing. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Kevin.